Question: do you spend money just for fun? Let's talk about this. Hi, this is Jan from New York City. My channel name is Jan from New York City Saves Money. My goal is to help people keep more of their money. In answer to your question, do you spend money just for fun? Whee! I just want to throw my money around. Yay! Sounds good, doesn't it? Anyway, there are some people that literally can do that. And if you're one of them, thank you for watching my show. But if you're like most of us, not quite sure if we can always spend our money just for fun. Now, I do believe that we should have a little bit of a fund called Mad Crazy Money. That's what I call it. Okay. And I learned this idea actually from a former neighbor from back in the day whose elderly mother was given by her daughter mad crazy money once a month because her mom was extremely conservative in how she spent cash. And if her daughter didn't remind her that every once in a while she deserves to have some mad crazy money to spend, and that name just stuck. I said, I really like that. And I'm going to apply this rule of thumb to me. I have yet given myself a raise. My mad crazy money fund is still $20 monthly. Some months I don't even touch it because I just don't think enough to do it. What do I do when that happens? I let it add up. Then that mad crazy money fund, well, got bigger and fatter. Just saying, just saying. Anyway, let's talk about fun money, like I just did. But can we do this all the time? Honestly, really, no. That's what makes it a treat. That's what makes it fun. And that's what makes it special. Now, recently we talked about window shopping. Remember that thing that people used to do in the 1960s a lot, and even other generations, and even to the moment of now, some people can do this, but there are a lot of people out there who do not know how to stretch out their muscles. I'm not talking about the gym. You cannot go to a gym for this kind of muscle stretching at all. For this kind of muscle building, you cannot go to the gym. But to practice your muscles of sales resistance at times, you have to go to the source, whether it's online, which is the most easiest, convenient way to do it. And you don't have to spend an ounce of gas money to do it. Just click on your favorite stuff and look at it. Well, I have an exercise that might help people in this arena. Look at that item or that object and look at it and literally talk out loud. People might think you're crazy, but who cares? You're trying to exercise your sales resistance muscles, okay? Look at that item, that big, bright, beautiful, shiny penny. Okay. Now, unless it's a rare coin, that's a different matter. Okay. But if it's just really one penny in the scheme of things, you know where I'm going with this. Look at it, stare at it, say, I really like you. I think you are absolutely beautiful. I know I would have tons of fun putting you on the wall or just wearing this or just talking about this. Sometimes people buy things so they can brag about the thing they bought. They don't really need that object or that thing, but yet somehow becomes a magical source, a magical topic of conversation. Could that be you at times without even realizing it? Could be. It could be. So I am sure that some people may not be convinced that they can be comfortable with the feeling of buyer's temptation. You want to know something? It's not even about the object. I figured it out. What bugs people when they're at that moment of despair is the buyer's temptation. Listen, got a short story for you. It happened to me. I must have been in my late 30s, early 40s. I was at one of those big box stores, not in New York, because they're hard to get to big box stores here in New York, actually. But this was a big box store in another state. And I don't know if I ever mentioned to you, but I love looking at carousels. I am a carousel freak. I think carousels are the most beautiful thing that were ever created. It is such a work of art. It's just so much fun. It's just carousels just bring up happy memories to me growing up. I love looking at any carousel, small carousels, toy carousels, any carousel. A carousel is a gorgeous thing. Just saying, just saying. So, by the way, am I throwing anybody any hints for Christmas? Hi, family. But this really happened to me in a big box store back in the late 90s. Let me get it right. There was this gorgeous carousel. I was like, what on earth is this carousel doing here in the month of July? I'm like, I wasn't thinking of it. You know, I just wasn't thinking of it, right? And it was a Christmas carousel. And they had it, of course, this was a Christmas one. They had it, of course, on sale. Oh my word. I cannot tell you how many times I pondered that. I actually had myself convinced that I needed that carousel. And I would say to a friend that was with me that day, but I need that carousel. No, I didn't need that carousel. My 39, 40-year-old mentality said, I need a carousel. Of course, it was simply a want. It was a want. And at that moment in time, I was certainly not at the right moment to be spending mega bucks on a carousel and calling it a need. Okay. So what was going on there was that terrible, terrible moment of buyer's temptation. This is really the gut of the matter. People are not happy around that moment. It is very uncomfortable. You know, you could compare it to, for example, if you're on a weight loss journey, okay? You did so good that like for 2 weeks, just out of temptation's way. And then all of a sudden you walk by a bakery window and there it is, smacked in your face in the window, your absolutely favorite type of pastry or cake just staring at you. Buyer's temptation. It's about the temptation. That temptation makes you very uncomfortable. So what did I do about the carousel? It does have a kind of a happy ending to it. Okay, so what I did was, well, the next time around, oh, I sure went back to the store. Might have gone back to that store 3 times looking at that beautiful carousel, that thing that I really thought I needed. So I did a trick for myself and I said, you know, carousel, you're gorgeous. I really love you, carousel. I would really love to take you home. I would really love to look at you and listen to all the, you know, music that you make and remember the memories. But guess what? I can do that in the future. I cannot do this right now. So I'm going to put the thought of you on hold. Can I tell you something? That trick absolutely worked for me. Therefore, I was building my resistance muscles at that moment. Okay? Mentally talk to that thing and say, I love you, you're beautiful, but I can't have you. It worked for me. So I just thought I'd share that story and hope to impress upon you that the thing that bothers us the most, it may not even be not getting that object, but it's living with that uncomfortable feeling of buyer's temptation. And if you practice that trick and look at that item, whatever that item might be, and say, I love you, you're beautiful, but not for me, and definitely not right now. Who knows? Maybe one day in the future. There you go. In the meantime, this has been Jab for New York City. I really hope that I helped someone today build up a little bit of sales resistance, and I'll be back with a wave. Have an amazing, fantastic day. Take good care, everyone.